Hi, and welcome to this episode of Inside the Brick Box LEGO Community News. Tonight we're going to be talking about LEGO ideas. Have they gone flat? And I just did this stuff up in my background.
Oh no. What's happened?
I've got audio in the background.
Oh, whoops.
Sorry about that, guys. I did a charade.
Keep going.
Sorry, I was just going to... Okay. Restart. Welcome to this episode of Inside the Brick Box. Now I don't have the echo in my ear. I can continue on what I was saying. Welcome to this episode of the LEGO Community News. Tonight we'll be talking about LEGO ideas and has the proper original ideas gone flat. Also, we'll be talking about dimensions are starting to dump. Plus, a few other things I can't remember off the top of my mind because we only just talked about them before.
Australia getting the second wave of Ninjago before everybody else.
Thank you, ABC. There's so much more on this Oh, damn it. I'm going to get it one day.
This and all more in this episode of Inside the Brick Box.
LEGO Community News. Too longer a day for me. I was up at the crack of dawn.
This is the part where you go, and I'm here with my co-anchor, Aussie Brick Chick.
Yeah. Bailey.
And we also have...
Hello.
And when he comes back, RB. As usual. Knowing he'll flick up by the time we get going. Okay, I'll just put myself back on percent. I'll go to screen share. I'm going to start off with the LEGO Dimensions one because it's short and sweet. In the coming days, EB Games here in Australia has started to dump their Dimensions range at ridiculous prices. I actually personally went out and bought a whole bunch of them today. Prices as low as $9 Australia. That is actually quite low for us here in Australia. Big popular sets like Doctor Who and what was the other big set I was thinking about?
Big W has similar pricing, but some of those prices are cheaper than Big W.
Yes. All the Ghostbusters, all the what's the other one? Basically, sets all the way back to actually original wave of them. So, yeah. Do we think this is going to start triggering other bigger retailers to start dropping their prices?
Well, Big W triggered this, I think. They dropped their prices first.
Yeah, EB's gone ridiculously cheap.
You got any thoughts?
Target haven't dropped the prices of the little packs yet, but the 7th generation consoles like Xbox 360 and the PS3, those starter packs for it are on clearance. That is obviously also to do with the fact that they are older generation consoles, but they're down quite heavily. Obviously in the wrap up of Dimensions coming to a close, so that's the writing is on the wall for them as well.
Yeah, I'm predicting a dramatic thing over Boxing Day. EB always does that every year when they're clearing out their stock. Before Christmas is just a taste of what's to come. So, like today, these are some of the sets I bought. As you can see, that's the price I paid for these smaller sets. But what I would have paid, I should say. And also the biggest set I bought today was the Fantastic Beast set. What's almost $80 set. That one only paid $36, and these two only paid $9 each. So that is a dramatic drop from their original retail price. So that's more than 50% off these ones, and probably a little bit over, I think, maybe. Because I know Target had this one on special last Christmas on Boxing Day for $45, and I'm glad I didn't buy it back then because I got it $38 this time around. So, yeah, no, it's intriguing how one retailer sets off another retailer. It's just the chain reaction happened, but places I haven't explored fully. Online, I can't see much in the way of any of the other retailers just yet, so we don't know. But seriously, if you want some of these minifigures and that, now is the time to jump on them here in Australia.
Yeah, I'm thinking of starting to collect a couple of them purely because they're really interesting licenses, and I'm hoping that obviously Warner Brothers and the people that make this game have their own version of, the licenses and whatnot. But I'm hoping that it can also open the door to some interesting licenses as well for actual sets.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week on the show. As you can see here, I've already got the minifigures out and assembled. And that's mainly all I brought it for, other than the parts to make a mock out of this one. So overall, it was worth my money this time round, though. I think that worked out and be equivalent to a normal Lego set. So I was happy to pay that compared to the overinflated prices they put on them. So,
yeah.
But that's a license grab on Warner Brothers' side too. So, I think that was a short and sweet one.
Short and sweet. So on
Short and sweet.
License that Bailey said, did we want to segue into that thought?
Yeah, that might be a quick thing to do. So, there's a lot of different IPs. Actually, I might bring up the thing again, and we'll go through all the different IPs. What are actually? Which one is it? That one. So, in it, they've got Harry Potter. They've got Adventure Time. Mission Impossible. No, that's not IP. Doctor Who. No, that's one they already used. Simpsons. More Back to the Future stuff. Wizard of Oz. That's an interesting one. Superheroes, they'll constantly use those ones anyway because they have agreement on those. Portal 2, I think they won't do much more on that one.
No, that was pretty left of field from Valve anyway.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, I think, was a limited license agreement on that one. But there's some rare DC as well. So you got the Teen Titans.
I could see them doing a theme like the small ones that they've done with DC Superhero Girls. I could see them doing a Teen Titans theme. That would be interesting.
Teen Titans would probably be more popular than DC Superhero Girls because
as a show it is
hitting on the shelves.
Yeah. We already know there's something going to come out with Fantastic Beasts and Harry Potter. Another one is Ghostbusters. What they've already done the thing, and I think that's. Let me go back a page. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on page 2.
I suppose the question is DC Superheroes in the Friends line, is that like the only recent miss with an IP line? Is there anything else that you can think of in recent history that's been a complete miss for the market?
I mean, there's things like Prince of Persia, which, I mean, the movie was terrible anyway, but the show and like the other DC Superhero Girls toys have actually been quite well received. So it may just be that if you had a Venn diagram of people that are fans of Lego and people that are fans of the show, maybe there's just not enough overlap, you know?
Overlap, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have seen some of the show, and the show's all right. Not a huge fan.
Well, I'm not sure if there'll be much more on the Powder Pass.
Well, the Powerpuff Girl ones are cool though.
Yeah. They do have Sonic as well.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one to see an actual like proper set.
Yeah.
And how they would do it.
I think the other one I saw, what I've not. I guarantee 18 won't do anything. Gremlins, same. Wouldn't see much more of them, and same as the Goonies. I think that one was just grabbed in case that idea set got past the approval stage. I think that's the only reason they got that one. And then Beetlejuice, what's another one I can't see anything else coming from it.
Left of field, but it sort of runs in the vein of nostalgic themes.
Yeah. I can just see Warner Brothers like flicking through this big file of old licenses that they have. What can we do? What can we do? What can we give them?
Yeah.
Like, what can we cash in on?
Well, as you can see here, Bailey, they've reduced their starter sets too dramatically.
Yeah.
So I guarantee they'll be less than that after Christmas. So
yeah,
I think their goal is to clear them out before the new stock starts flowing in for the other games and stuff they sell there. Especially since EB and its what's then Zing, their Zing branding is being starting to come up in the stores. I guess the dimensions are taking up space for more Zing related products.
Yeah.
So the sooner they dump them, the sooner they can bring in more products into their EB stores.
True.
So yeah.
Any further rumors on what other themes we might see in the near future other than Harry Potter?
It's hard. It's
probably Cars 3, which is firm anyway. Incredibles 2 is coming. But I mean, they're sort of givens anyway with Disney and Pixar and whatnot. I don't really.
There is a rumor of another Disney big set coming out next year.
Like the castle.
I don't know what it is, but that's something I've heard running around along the lines. Hogwarts Castle, I've actually can't be now because it would be too big of a set to produce. Maybe some smaller sets, but I think the big Harry Potter related set will be something to do with the movie, what's coming out next year with the Fantastic Beasts. So something a little bit different, and that's been the chat. But IP related, it seems like my feeling is with like Star Wars and that, it's getting to a point is just they're repeating themselves too much now. So
I would love to see where the idea for that snow speeder, sand speeder thing came from. I don't think it's from the Last Jedi. It must be from Rebels or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a weird looking set. I mean, it looks cool, but in the Star Wars universe, it's just a bit odd.
With what's out there currently.
Yeah.
Be very interesting to see what else comes out next year. But I'll actually let's continue on products coming out. Sadly, RRB's not back, so you might miss this bit. Lego Ninjago movie sets are popping up here in Australia, and retail stores are finding it hard to display them. So, interesting. Is this a ploy by Lego to get more sales, or retailers are trying to jump the gun? What do we think?
I really hope that it's got nothing to do with the retailers, because I wasn't expecting them to come into work, and any of the people that I know that are also retailers weren't expecting them to come in. There were no stickers on the box that there usually is for certain releases like that, saying, don't put out on the shelf till a certain date.
No embargo stickers. That's new.
Well,
yeah.
Also, we've already had a precedent this year for Ninjago and street dates being changed.
Yeah.
So, I'm not overly surprised, but you would think that if they were changing a street date, wouldn't it be worldwide?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not the first time that sets have gone out earlier than anticipated. I mean, it's not like a large amount of time. These were set for early December.
Yeah, I suppose I'm glad that it wasn't like a Star Wars series of sets or something that could have been really messy. It's a lot less innocuous being Lego's own IP. And it was like, oh, well, they're out. They can stay out.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems too well timed with all the retailers putting them out. Like, it wasn't a case of one of them put it out first, so everyone's like, well, if they're going to put it out, I'm going to put it out.
But that's the funny thing about it. It's still not on Lego.com too. And that's what's getting me. What's happened?
Because usually when they're very, very clear about it, and especially with some of the Warner stuff, they've been very
strict.
Like if something's gone, strict. If something's gone out earlier than it should have. But I suppose we're not dealing with before the movies come out at the moment, so maybe they're not being as strict in that regard. But surely,
actually, could it be to do with Warner Brothers? Maybe Warner Brothers is trying to push the branding again, because they must be coming up to the DVD release now.
Yeah, the DVD release is next month.
Oh, yes, that's a good point.
Maybe they're pushing to get the kits out before it.
Yeah, maybe they're worried that the momentum slow down or something. I don't know.
Good point.
I know that pretty much all the kids that went to see Ninjago movie loved it, from what I've heard from friends and stuff. But I know that it was like panned by some of the adults. I liked it. I mean, I wasn't into Ninjago at all before this movie, and I now own 3 sets, one of them being one of the biggest ones. Did you hear Ninjago being said, RRB?
RRB's ears are burning.
Yeah, it just came up at the right time.
Yeah, we're talking about the Nina. We've got Ninjago second wave first.
We actually got a good theory coming up too. We think it's Warner Brothers with the DVD release coming up.
Yeah,
maybe they're pushing for it to be out.
Canada apparently has all the sets already. The USA only has Cole's mech so far. That's it. So
apparently, Hong Kong and South Korea had it before us.
Yeah, they always get things first. Always. Same with Germany.
Yeah. But that makes me think that this isn't a mistake. This is being sent.
I said on the I think I actually tagged you in it on Facebook, Sheree, on Monday morning. Lego posted that it was they were saying get ready for the new wave on December 1st, yada yada yada. But then Lego posted another thing today saying they're already out in stores. The new set's all out in stores already.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Maybe their social media person didn't get the memo that things were out early.
Yeah.
I know that they push out certain stuff that's like target audience to like Australia or whatever country it is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would see.
Well,
like,
there's still one set missing. It's the spinner, which I'm waiting, but it hasn't come out yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, over the
That'll-
weekend, I saw how nuts everyone went online, especially on Oslug with the release. People are totally confused what's happening. So
Feel like, what?
Yeah.
This isn't supposed to be out yet. Well, I was surprised we went out the day after people started saying online, "Oh yeah, I found this on the shelves at Kmart and Big W." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go check it out." So we checked it out on Saturday, and already the shelves have been raided. And obviously stock had been sold. So, but there was still some left. So hardly like, oh my god, must have. Let's buy all the things.
How much you bet? How much you bet is the flippers trying to jump on it? See, some idiots over in America would buy them.
Probably.
They're going to be screwed if America suddenly pops up and starts having their kits ready.
They're screwed on the eBay front because there's already people selling them for less than retail on eBay already, so they can't sell them for a profit there now. That's why they're selling. Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about the huge discrepancy in price with this set that I bought on the weekend between, like, say, Kmart and Toys R Us?
But Toys R Us is the wrong. Toys R Us is the wrong.
$25.
Yeah,
How
Target.
much was it at Toys R Us? It was like 39 or something ridiculous. $40.
But
that's RRP. That's
No,
actually RRP.
no, that'd be an incorrect price because Target I got it for $29 at Target, which is they usually have $30 sets for $29. So I'm assuming Toys R Us has made the mistake in the price.
Yeah, you would hope so because that is a massive difference.
Yeah,
like oops, I added an extra $10 to it.
Yeah.
How many people have accidentally gone and bought it at that price?
Probably a few. I almost did, but then I decided, no, I'm going to wait till I see that in store, and I saw it the next day, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I'm happy with my little set.
Yeah.
Minus a little slip of the tongue on the weekend.
Yeah.
You missed it, man. What are you doing? You missed out.
Where were you on
Sunday? Sorry, it was a good movie came out, and I got suckered into it.
Oh, that's all right. Bailey was in the chat tutting us.
What, The Force Awakens you were watching?
No. Actually, more of a chick flick.
Oh.
Because who was it that was saying
the one with Anne Hathaway?
You're going up against The Force Awakens?
Yeah, that was Johnny G.
We were head to head with Star Wars, but the beauty of YouTube is that you can watch this at any time.
Yeah,
I did.
All good.
So what news have we gone over already?
Mainly we just did the Dimensions one first.
Yeah.
I think that's as I said to you in the chat, it's EB Games getting rid of their last batch.
So
they're like, oh crap, it's cancelled. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's not the first batch, RB. I think it's all of them.
No, their last batch.
EB's had them sitting.
Like even is their first wave still left on there?
Yeah, but I noticed EB Games. I don't know what happened. I think all the stores got rid of their because when I went hunting for the sets the end of last year. I went to a lot of Big W's and none of them had the first wave sets. And I talked to people that work there. They said, yeah, those have been retired already. But guess what? Come middle of this year, all the sets are flooding the shelves. And they must have been holding on to them for ages, waiting for a time to sell them at a sale price. Yeah. And then flood them onto their shelves and get rid of them all at one time. But I don't know what
or they got shoved to the back of the warehouse somewhere by accident.
Oh, that does happen.
But it seems to have been at every single Big W. Every Big W had them in stock at the same time, the first wave again. So I don't know what happened. Don't know what happened.
Whole bunch of return stock.
That's you still with us, Bailey?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're just being quiet. I was like, maybe he's stepped out of the room.
No.
How often do you like see stuff like shoved to the back of out the back docks, like at just retail level?
I have been out into the reserves of a couple of Target stores specifically. Obviously, I wouldn't have been able to elsewhere, but I've got friends that work at other retailers, and it's surprisingly tidy. There is the odd chance. I mean, with toys and stuff, it's usually surprisingly well organized, and we try to keep everything in view because we'll constantly sell out of things on the floor and we'll get customers asking. So we'll need to know where things are. That being said, it does happen. I found some Series 1 Speed Champions sets a month or so ago. It was only like one or two, but it was knocked down under the reserves. They're not the easiest to get to.
How much were they on clearance?
They were just the cars. They weren't on clearance or anything. Not the larger sets. It was just the single cars, so normal price. But stuff like that. I think the oldest thing that I have found personally is it was maybe 2 months ago or so. It was some toys from How to Train Your Dragon 2, which came out like 2.5, 3 years ago. Found some of them.
Yeah, it was a long time.
They were heavily reduced, but they still didn't sell, so there was really no need for us to put it out on the floor anyway. I think one of them's still on the floor. But it doesn't happen too often. It would happen more so with homewares and other sections, but toys, given the nature of it, it's not too bad.
I know Myers Marouche store at one stage had that problem. It was more to do with, I think it was a bunch of the original, the Chima little rip pull car things.
Oh, yeah.
A year later, they were pulled out during the Boxing Day sales and put on special.
Yeah, but Toymate, as I sent the pictures to Cherie, Toymate had still have so many of those speedballs from 2013. 4 years ago, almost 5.
Yeah.
And they're still there. Not even marked down in price, still full price. What the hell?
Like Toys R Us that get massive amounts of stock and like just never put things on reduction, or there's multitudes of reasons why retailers like Toys R Us don't sell out of things, but they're notorious for having older sets. It's mainly because they just get more of it, and so it's harder for them to clear it out.
There was a Toys R Us at down at Katara Fair in Newcastle. We used to go there all the time when I was younger, and I think they had only one Bionicle set from 2005. It was still there up until 2010. It was Toa Hodika Onewa, and it was because it was a brown character. I don't think kids really wanted the brown character, so it was just sitting on the shelf till 2010, 5 years, and they had a lot of them. It was the last one. Well, every other set they sold, and it was one of the last Bionicles they actually had on their shelves come the end of 2010. That was pretty shocking, but
this reminds me of it happened maybe a year and a half ago or so. I was actually in the tea room at work, and I just about jumped out of my chair. Somebody posted a picture on Facebook of a model train store, nothing to do with Lego, a model train store in Adelaide, I think, and posted a picture of something on their shelf. It was a bunch of 1958 Lego HO scale train accessory sets.
What?
Like, still in the box, obviously old stock from elsewhere, not that store specifically.
Yeah.
But I remember trying to find the phone number of that store, and he said I was like the second person to ring them, and so if the first guy doesn't want them, they're mine. The first guy ended up actually taking them all, and then stayed silent, and we never know we never knew who actually got them. But I thought that was amazing. It would have been at least like 30 of those small supplemental packs.
How?
I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, somebody who didn't know that they were big for Lego, they were just a model train fan. I mean, it's the same with like model train fans liking the old Matchbox vehicles. But if you're a Matchbox collector, they'd be worth a lot more.
You just reminded me, David Jones. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of places names you guys probably don't know. David Jones at Castle Hill in Sydney, Castle Towers. They had a Duplo. It was a Duplo straight track pack. It was. This was back in probably 2012. When I last saw it.
Yeah.
It was hidden behind a lot of sets, and I was doing what you probably do, Bailey. I always go behind the sets just to make sure there's something old, not something old back there.
Yeah.
Behind it was probably a row of like 6 or 7 sets. And I pull it back, and the box it was a Duplo logo from like I think it was like 92 or something like that. It was the 4-track pack from 1992 sitting at David Jones in 2012. I was like, what the hell?
Oh my God.
What's this crap doing here? Still full price.
Oh God.
Still full price. No markdown.
Wow.
I laugh at some of these retailers. Not blaming you, Bailey. I know you're probably good at cleaning, but some staff do not look under the bottom shelf on some of those shelving racks. And and those shelving racks, not all of them are pulled down on a regular basis to be configured.
Yeah.
I found ridiculous things under the bottom shelf at places like Kmart and that. You can find gold under there.
You should have seen all the stuff we used to find underneath the shelves at Osworks at stock takes time. I would run a broom underneath the shelf.
I remember last Christmas, I was pulling down all of the Christmas shelving. I found a real egg under a shelf.
Oh!
And it was like, it wasn't even rotten. It was fresh. It would have been there, it wasn't an Easter thing. And we don't even sell eggs at Target. I don't know how it got there. That's why I'm worried to look under shelves. I'm going to find a human body under there one time.
Oh my God.
Do they have enough room underneath the shelf to hide a body?
If you tried hard enough, if you were creative.
Oh no.
That's why I was happy when I was working at Lincraft. You can't hide anything under the shelves at Lincraft. There's solid wooden base on it. So you can't actually get anything wrong under it. I was so glad because I actually had the honour of stripping my store down for closing. And when we pulled out, would you believe it was clean under every row when we pulled it out because of having that little wooden kickboard on the bottom. It makes a big difference between those metal shelving and that. We had up in the furnishing department a few things, but furnishing department gets pulled down every 12 months and reconfigured. So we usually clean that up. But I think the finishing department, we found a few old things when we were packing up. So it was ridiculous.
Something pertinent to the topic, one thing that I hate finding at the moment under the shelves around toys is opened Ninjago CMF packets with like
yes,
with like missing pieces. Like they haven't taken the whole figure; they've just taken a helmet or like a torso or something.
Yeah, they do that. Kmart as well.
It's like if you're gonna save stuff, just take the whole bloody thing instead of leaving.
That's the reason why a lot of those have been moved to the front shelves now.
I'm so ready to suggest we put ours in safers. I want to be that guy. I don't care what people say. I just hate that this keeps happening.
I know Maroochydore Target has theirs actually on the front counter as you go out the tills. because they were having the same problem.
Yeah.
They ended up.
See, this is the track. This is the set that was at David Jones. This one here. So it's 1993 was when it was released. 93.
Blast from the past.
And the box was in pretty good nick. It was in pretty good nick. It must have just been no one touched it for a long time. But I mean, seriously, you mean you're unpacking shelves all the time? You would have noticed it, or they probably wouldn't have known how old it was. I'm guessing.
I mean, mind you, if you look at that set, Duplo sets haven't really changed too much in terms of box design, so it doesn't look too old. Like, you know.
When they did Dog Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's from 1993. There's only 6 of them on Bricklink, but they're fairly cheap, only like $15. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not like an investment set, but it was still cool to see it. It was still really cool to see that just sitting in the back of sets at David Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When that's actually another thing. You go real regional, you can find rare sets still on shelves.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, people don't know they're there.
Yeah, there are some gems of places that have been found by people who are clearly like flippers, because there used to be certain places that you could go to that all of a sudden there's a reseller that's going in and just stripping it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the one thing that really makes me annoyed, going to a retail shop and finding a flipper's come through and strip the shelves of everything. And you know it'll be on Gumtree in 24 hours or eBay.
Well, on the topic of what Bailey was talking about before, the CMFs, I know someone who I know the lady that works at David Jones, because she sees me every time I go in there every couple of weeks. And she was telling me about that they ended up getting CMFs, but she said that they had been told that most David Jones stores were not meant to get CMFs like ever again, because people were obviously opening the bags and hiding behind sets, and it was easy to do at David Jones because it's such a quiet aisle and no one's really patrolling it or anything. So they ended up getting it. She was very surprised when they got the Ninjago ones, but because they had been told, apart from like Sydney City David Jones, all those big stores, the smaller stores weren't going to get them anymore, but they ended up. So
interesting.
You know, yeah. It's sad. It's sad kids are like that, but it is what it is. I mean, they'll get caught eventually.
That's going to be interesting when David Jones opens up at the Sunshine Plaza late next year.
Can't believe they're still. They don't even make money. Their sets are always sitting there. It's crazy.
Yeah, but they do have their occasional like 20% off.
Yeah, 20% off.
Oh God, no.
20% off. It's 20% off at Toys R Us now with the code MATE.
Friends and family discount.
Yeah.
Everyone's friends and everyone's family.
Everyone, all of them. Every person that enters that website's a family member.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
right
we're still going on the topic of retail stores. Looking on YouTube today, I stumbled over a video of a Leppin store in America, in Orlando, selling Leppin kits at ridiculously inflated prices to the tourists.
Beautiful. Right. What a great store. I'd love to visit it one day.
And realizing it, that is strong sarcasm.
Yeah.
And it's full of Lego related type of kits in Leppin branding all over the shelf.
Oh, beautiful. My favorite.
Including the Taj Mahal, the Millennium Falcon, the Porsche, Opera House, I'm trying to think what else, and a few other big name sets. And they were talking to the lady, and she said most of them were around $300 to $400 each.
What?
For a Leppin set.
And people would buy them because they'll look up the price of the Lego one. They'll go, screw that. I'm going to get this one here. But
And after I was watching the video, the guys who found this, they ended up finding it through an article online from a British tourist who saw the store. They are gonna try and get the store shut down if they can.
How did they even open? Like, who would have let that open?
Yeah. Well, the store was, what was it called? Bricks store or something along that line. So they snuck in. Not the bulk of it is Leppin, but the main big ticket price stuff is Leppin at the back of the store, and then it's got other clone brands with like the clone equivalent of Brickheads and all that as well, all the way through the store. And I just was shaking my head. But some of the brands they had there weren't anything near Lego products. Things like Lego wouldn't touch in a million years. So, but other than that,
thing for clone brands to make their own sets, and like, don't get me wrong, I have seen some very interesting sets from clone brands that aren't copies of IP or copies of Lego branded sets. That cross the line when they're copying stuff that, you know, people obviously want, and they might be I've known grandma, like my son's great grandmother got tricked into buying something that she thought was Lego. So, you know, you can't say that, oh, you know, there's no brand confusion there. There's definitely brand confusion.
Yeah, Leppin's the biggest culprit. And as the young fellow was saying on the video, he said it's actually illegal in America to sell Leppin. It's actually illegal.
Counterfeit, because that's the main mistake.
And he couldn't get over how the store set up, and it's like one of the major tourist strips, yeah.
Areas.
So, and it's not like a you know how you get in the shopping centres here in Australia where it's tables. It was an actual full-on shop with all the branding and everything on the front.
I hope that we hear an update to that news item. Moving right along, this is a Lego news stream.
So, yeah, let's hope the Americans jump on that and save Lego's IP. And I hope those people get fined really badly when they get caught. So, anything else, guys, we can think of? What important?
We were going to talk about Lego ideas, and they've got a competition on at the moment.
Oh, I hadn't done. I thought we already did that. No. We sliding around the topics. Now we go.
We slid around some of the IP topics, but not Lego ideas specifically.
Okay. Thank you for that, ABC.
That's okay.
Over the weekend, I was talking with some fellow American AFOLs, and we were talking along the lines of Lego idea sets not being as much original as they should be, and a lot of licensed products are slipping through the cracks on Lego's part, and it seems like it's we were saying on the weekend that we felt like it was a money grab by Lego with the IP branding in the Lego ideas. What do we think, the people who weren't in that chat on the weekend?
I was in that chat on the weekend.
I know.
Quietness. Okay, I'm going to say something.
I mean, you know my thoughts on ideas. Like, it needs to be more non-licensed ideas come through, because it's meant to reflect the community's creativity. Mind you, I mean, even back at Kusu, it was a branded submarine and a branded satellite, and a branded everything as well. But Things like birds set seems to have a bit of charm to them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, most back before it changed from Cusco to Ideas, there was a lot of hijacking by people who wanted Star Wars minifigure battle packs and all this stuff and all that. And like every second post was Star Wars this or something that, or it was licensed product. But some of the things I've seen, I personally would have voted on, but Lego's Ideas has a login issue at the moment. I can't log in to vote. There's a few brilliant sets out there, like the planetarium one we were looking at on the weekend. It was a really interesting one, and then there was a couple of medieval ones that were way out. They weren't even anything in IP related, and they were good.
I purchased them.
I was like this. I'm not against IP being a part of Lego Ideas, so long as it's sensitive to the subject,
balance,
something new, and it
adds
to that theme, rather than just rehashing something that's popular. I think that they do need to sort of try and narrow the scope of what's acceptable. So you're not getting these fan voted sets that get to the 10,000 vote mark that are never ever going to make it through development. I think they need to be a bit more specific about what exactly it is that they're looking for to like make sure that you've got a high success rate for the people who put all this time and effort into it, because there's a lot of effort goes into a campaign to get a set to the 10,000 vote mark so that it can be, shortlisted to be, chosen, hopefully. But, I'm pretty hopeful because they've chosen some different things lately, like the fishing store, something that was a bit more sizable, a bit out there compared to what they'd chosen before. I mean, you've got that ship in the bottle thing that's coming to next year.
That'll be an interesting one.
That's very different. So
it'll be interesting to see what that one's being shaped into by Lego. Might be a little bit more better than the person's original design.
How much the design gets messed with, because we've seen designs get messed with before, and there's very valid reasons for them to have to be changed, because of parts not being in existence and whatnot. But I think they've tried to sort of cut down on that by saying to people, it's got to be stuff that is in current production. But there's some things that change from year to year. So if you design something, a year ago and it's taking you like a year to get it to the point where it's actually 10,000 votes, you're in the running for it, and then all of a sudden you've got parts there that were in production, when you started. But now they're, not in any of the current sets. Is that going to reflect on your ability to be chosen? Is that easily going to be put back into production for, like there's so many little things that like must factor into it. There's always such a ever-changing situation with Lego and what they have. I know they've got core elements that always seem to be used. There's just those other little things that add that extra flair to a set can change from year to year.
Yeah. Still along that lines is I would like to see more original sets along the thing, but I think a lot of the IP sets, when they do get popular, it seems everyone tries to jump on it, and it just snowballs all the original stuff to the bottom, and it's hard for them to get up to the top again unless they do a staff pick or something and push it back to the top again.
Well, this year we've had so many IPs picked. You had Adventure Time, or from last year. You had Adventure Time. You had what was the next one? Beatles, Yellow Submarine, also IP. Saturn V, IP. The Caterham, IP. Fishing Store has really been the one that's broken it up a bit. Because you had the Saturn V, and then you had Women of NASA, also IP.
Yeah.
So, you know, in how many? We've had one
actually, going on the Saturn V, there's someone trying to push the Russians rocket.
I saw a lot of people going, oh, but what about the cosmonauts? You know, there was a woman cosmonaut before the Americans, and you know, people were complaining that it was.
That is a beautifully designed creation, though.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the project, but I have seen commentary by people who saw when the Women of NASA was like actually released.
Yeah,
they're saying some very negative comments, and it's like, yeah, Lego is a worldwide product, but this was something that, you know, somebody's project. Okay, instead of dissing it, put your own project up and be positive about that instead of bringing somebody else down.
That's the other thing we were talking about. There was a lot of region-related product designs coming up too. The Peru? No, I can't remember where it was.
Oh yeah, it was
the diorama one. Yeah,
it was a diorama of Peruvian stuff, which is awesome.
But will it sell? That was the other question we were talking about, because it's sort of
like worldwide appeal.
Yeah.
No, maybe.
I'm trying to think what else was out there. What we went but the IP.
Nice. I would like to see them do bigger sets that are more gained at the adult market, like at least one big decent set a year. I suppose you could say Saturn V was big, but that only appeals to people who like
a very small percentage of the public, and the bulk of it was male anyway.
If you're looking at all people who would buy Lego, like it probably appealed to quite a lot of them, but not everyone would want to buy that and own that big set. Like it didn't catch my imagination.
I didn't want it. I didn't want it.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
I can't see any kids wanting that kind of set.
No,
I don't know.
I've seen some, but not a lot. And it's ones who either their parents are in space or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just coming from an AFOL's perspective, though. I'm on a number of NASA fan pages of various different eras, and they were going nuts over it. They still are. We got people who like worked on the vehicle assembly building and worked, you know, on the launch.
Yeah, but the numbers spoke for themselves. The set was sold out instantly, pretty much. Like the numbers spoke for themselves, but it's just like that's something that it's a very small minority of Lego fans. Like,
no, I'm meaning it's not just the Lego fans that this is catering to. It's people that are fans of models.
You have a lot of people who collect models and stuff like that, and they'll buy it just for a display piece, and that's all it was really. But
it's like the Doctor Who set that came out. You know, there's a sizable portion of Doctor Who Lego fans, but there's also a massive amount of just Doctor Who fans who are interested in that set. It doesn't have to be the Lego crowd that it caters to specifically.
That's what's good about ideas. It does provide those kind of sets that are very small IP for Lego, but it caters to a lot of other fans, like the Big Bang Theory set. Not a lot of fans, like actual Lego dedicated fans, like that set, but obviously it catered to a huge other audience that love the show. So it's good.
Yeah.
it's a good perspective for Lego to have on that kind of thing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I do like the sets that have come out, and no, I haven't bought all of them. I am kicking myself not buying the birds, but I would like to see a few more of the non-IP. Something that's got a bit more substance to it.
Yeah.
Because I like architecture. I like the modulars and stuff like that. I'd love for them to do, even if they only did it once. One modular, just one. Please, please, please.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd ever do a Lego Ideas modular set. I doubt it.
I think they probably look at it as too much of a risk at this point, but
yeah.
I mean, looking at how well some of the idea sets just fly off the shelves, I don't know, maybe they'll take
But
a
I think they want to keep it. They want to keep it to their own designers. They want to keep that kind of set to their own designers and their own style. It's hard to tell. They're not very upfront with that website. They're not very upfront with what they.
Yeah. And then they had that little girl that won that Friends competition that had her Friends set made. And
yeah,
that was cool. Yeah, it was cool to see a kid design set.
Yeah.
And being like, people have reviewed it and have like said this is really this is really good, and they could. I think I was watching Jang's review the other day. He was saying, how a few things had just added a bit extra to it.
It took him a while to review. I saw it at Toys R Us a few months ago. It took him a while to get to it. That's it.
Yeah, it's a Toys R Us exclusive.
Yeah, but it took him a while. Like, he usually reviews those kind of sets straight away, but it took him a few months.
Yeah, you got to remember that there was a lot of Star Wars and Ninjago stuff that came out too.
He hasn't even reviewed the Falcon. I don't think he was able to get it in time.
The Millennium Falcon, the new one.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get it in time. I remember he posted something on Instagram saying, "I missed out. It was sold out when he got to his Lego store."
Yeah, and he's decided not to get it.
Yeah,
and that's fair enough. There's a lot of most of the stuff that he buys, he gives away to charity if he doesn't want it. He doesn't have a use for it himself.
Yeah.
Talking along the lines of things in review, here's the list of all the ones that are currently in review at the moment.
They did something about The Office. I didn't see that. What? Oh,
no,
that's cool.
NBC there.
That's the show.
This one we were talking. One of the guys on the weekend said one of their group members from their lugs designed the medieval watermill one.
Oh yeah, that's how we got onto the whole looking at the Lego ideas stuff.
Yeah, looked at that. That one would be interesting to come through. Very intriguing build. But you go down the list of the different things. Like there's an IP related thing. You got the launch thing.
Can you put the link to that in the stream chat? I wanna look at the Office one. Just do it after you're done. Just after you're done. Just go through it.
That's all right. That's all right.
That I Am Your Father one doesn't really have a chance because it's a pre-existing IP.
That was done like 2 years ago, it said. I think it was like done 2015.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Sega one, maybe, because of dimensions with Sonic and whatnot. But even then, it's sort of not quite the same license. Yeah. The launch tower is like an expansion on the rocket, so if you don't have the rocket, then it's pointless buying that set. So that's unlikely.
Was it done by the same builder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's been trying to post it on just about every page that I can think of. My God, they're ruthless in getting it out there. It's good, they're passionate.
Well, that was the one we were talking about before.
Oh yeah.
That one.
Oh yeah.
See, that would be cool, like the you know, the Panama Canal set or
Yeah.
the Singapore University ones that
Lego
are like
education.
just for certain demographics. I could see that happening. Smaller version of
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
just for, you know, South America.
Yeah. I wonder whether they would consider just doing like a regional release like they do for their special, like, you know how they did that one for was it Singapore?
Yeah. And this
Yeah.
is another one we were looking at. Everyone was oohing and ahhing on the weekend over.
Oh,
What was
Venice.
what was in the review stage.
There's your modular.
Very intriguing.
Look, even the light post and everything, it's all positioned like a modular, so that could so easily go into a street.
That is very cool, man.
It was very, very striking.
Yeah. Oops. I did my trick again.
No. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some good concepts poorly put into practice. So like the person hasn't quite had the technical know-how to make it look better than what their project was. But as an idea, as a general idea, it was a good general idea. They just needed someone with a bit more know-how to put the pizzazz into it.
As in, like, techniques, or...
Technique, just like, I don't know, unless they're like copying a very specific architectural style. There's been a couple that I've seen, not necessarily get through to review phase. A couple that I've seen that if they'd spent just that little bit more time thinking about how to make it a bit more marketable looking.
Yeah, exactly.
For want of a better word. You know how the modulars always have like that one sort of wow thing that makes you go, ooh, that's interesting. Like they've used a piece in a new way, or you know, just like a feature that you see and go, ooh, that's interesting. That's different.
You'll find a lot of the things that you're having this thought of with the modular sets is a part used in a new way, in a new color, which is sort of restricted with ideas stuff. I think they can only have one part recolor or something in an ideas set.
Yeah. But I mean, not necessarily like an obscure part or anything like that. There's something that's generalized but used in a way that it looks.
I think the cafe corner had the.
Makes it look pretty.
The cafe corner had the skis that were at the front used as the entrance.
I'm not saying a specific piece. You know, you have to do a specific thing a specific way, but just something that has like some of them have come across as feeling like big brick wall flatness. You know what I mean?
The fire brigade was close to that. I think the only thing about the fire brigade was the 1912 sign that they had at the top. How they did that. It was a very brick. It was just like a brick wall, basically. That was it. But that's all it could really be. I mean, what else can you do with a fire station? Not much.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm speaking specifically about the projects that have been modulars.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
they've had good ideas, but they're just not. I don't know. I don't like to be critical, but just constructively, they just need that little something. That X factor.
I don't think that people should bother putting a modular on ideas. That's Lego's own like idea. Those sets. I don't think they want anyone contributing to that. This stage anyway.
Well, this is one of the ones we were oohing and garging about too on the weekend.
Oohing and ahhing. Oh, the observatory.
The planetarian, yeah.
There was an observatory in the last round, wasn't there?
Yeah, yep.
And is this say planetarium? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a planetarium that just happens to have an observatory tower in the top of it too.
Yeah.
Is
What
the
opened?
is the dome roof built like a Lowell sphere or built like R2D2's head? R2D2's head.
Looks like it's essentially R2D2's head, including like the little thingy.
Yeah.
I never saw that before. Damn you, Bailey. Now that's all I will ever see.
I was talking about the build technique, not so much the detail.
I know.
Yeah.
Now that's all we can see is R2.
Now that observatory looks like R2D2. It's okay, Bailey. I don't blame you. But yeah, you're right. It's that technique.
Nah,
It
it doesn't look like R2D2.
It's too blocky. I mean, it's hard not to do with Lego, but
Yeah.
too many gaps in that center section. I mean, it's hard not to do that, but
Well, it's been getting enough support to get extensions on its days left. It's up to 415.
Look at the profile picture of the dude that made it.
Whoa, what are we laughing at? He's a damn sexy man.
What a head.
Are you jealous of his moustache?
You have to be logged in to do that. Don't be showing everyone your password.
Yeah, do it.
I'm not that silly. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
You'll be voting for all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
Oh, that's if they can log in on my account.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know how many times I've tried to get a thing. Like I should have an account what works here, but I can't remember what it was.
Never mind. Were there any other topics other than were you actually going to tell people what the competition is for Lego ideas? And you're blurry.
Yeah, what the hell happened to your camera?
Yeah, my blurry. Oh my god, it is on macro mode. I don't know how it got there.
Motion blur.
And no, I wasn't showing my minifigures. I don't know how it did that.
Yeah, you can't accidentally do that with your camera.
You have to go to the control settings, and they were buried.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
All right, so we're telling people about the actual competition.
Yeah, on Lego Ideas, there's a competition. Now you're gonna make me go back.
Well, that was actually what I mentioned at the start of all this, and when we got completely sidetracked.
Under contest.
Contest
beta.
Beta.
They have build your own Lego's Idea logo. It's from yesterday. It started the 14th to the 15th of December.
We want to know the prizes. No one can how to enter. We want to know the prizes.
Blah 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 blah. All the ways. Yes, you can use
click on
LDD.
it and see all the terms and conditions yourself.
You can use LDD.
What are the prizes? What are the prizes?
Shut up, guys. I'm trying to say something. You can use LTT Designer as a bit of controversial.
We're screwed. Bailey will win hands down. Bailey will win hands down with Lego Digital.
Yeah.
Master.
And the grand prize is
Da, 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 da.
Amazing prize.
Saturn V5, Fishing Shack,
Gatorade.
whatever that.
Submarine.
Beatles, NASA Women, and Adventure Time. And 2 runners-up prizes of the NASA Saturn V5 rocket and the NASA Women of NASA. set.
Nice. So what do we have to do? We have to design a Lego Ideas logo out of Lego.
Build your version of the Legos Ideas logo using Lego bricks or digital building designing tool, LDD. Take up to 5 photos of your creations and submit to the contest maker short what? Someone didn't do their text right here.
No, submit them to the contest. Full stop. Make sure to share off all angles of your creation.
No, there's no full stop.
Yeah, there's no full stop.
There's no full stop. That's what I say. Someone stuffed up there. It doesn't make sense.
It does
add a title and a short description. Upload your entry. Oh, yeah, that's like that one before. Why are you doing that one again?
Just to make sure you read it properly.
Yeah. You must get them in by the 15th of December, 10 a.m. Okay, that is West Coast? No, East Coast America, I think. EST, I think.
Yeah, New York stand. That's New York.
Yeah. So 10 a.m. New York time. Judges will review. They do have.
Oh, you never know. They could be talking about
they do actually explain the judging here as well.
Ooh.
So 25% of it's to do with overall coolness and original.
Does anyone know? Maybe we can
How do you quantify coolness?
Coolness.
Well, I mean, if you slip them a few donations, then they'll look at it in a.
Okay, what's the second one? Most inspired details.
Inspired details.
Relevant contest theme of Lego Ideas, and best use of Lego elements.
And you must be at least 13 years of age to enter. Oh damn!
Really, you better flood it. It says you can submit multiple entries, so just flood multiple LDD designs and just.
Okay. And the contest is not open to residents of Iran, North Korea. Sorry, I can't read that one.
Iran, North Korea,
Myanmar,
Zimbabwe, Sudan, Syria, and any other US-centered countries
where restricted by
Whoa,
yeah, thank you.
That is extremely
it probably has something to do with wherever the contest is actually being run from, which I'm assuming must be the USA.
Yeah.
And that surprises. House rules.
Restricted by the US laws.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Ooh.
Entries defamatory or degrading elements will not be eligible. Any cheating or harassment of other participants will result in disqualification from the contest.
Other people's ideas.
Comment on contest entries must follow the complete Lego Ideas house rules. Whoa. They're going all in. They're going all in.
All in.
Whoa, Adam, are you in the third picture? Or the 10th picture now?
No, I think that looks like Spawn.
It says digital images must not be pixelated, distorted, hard to read, have jagged edges, etc. So if you edit in other programs like Paint or Adobe Photoshop, etc., they must be good quality images, obviously, because they'll use it in promotional.
High res.
There we go. That's how you win for coolness.
Yes. Dude, we are screwed. He built that in like the time he was just reading out those rules.
That's why he was being quiet.
I can't see. I can't see any.
What the hell?
You have to work. But you have to work Lego ideas into it somehow.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hang on.
That's all right.
my
I know
God.
you're up for the task.
Let's
Hello.
go.
Over in this contest. We will never win. Look at him flying through it. He's absolutely destroying us.
One. No, too high. Hang on. Let's delete one of those.
He's under pressure.
It's not snapping. There we go.
Oh, Lord.
And we'll hang on. I'm nearly there. Get one of these. One of these. And I put it in the right spot.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
What?
What do you reckon? One of those. There we go. Lego Ideas logo.
Oh, you savage.
I bow down to the master.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Love it. Love it.
Epic.
There you go.
All
That's
the
it. You're in for coolness, guys.
Awesome.
He's one of those glasses.
Screenshot that. Send it off.
Click, back, done.
Some colours.
Keep it minimal.
Minimalist.
Now, before we go, half of the Ninjago 2018 set images came out this week. Please, can I go through them on this stream?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can, RB.
Officially released.
I think it's half of them. I think there's still a few to go.
Oh, it's official.
All right, these are official, but these are polybags, so they haven't come out. And very excited for these. These are cheap sets. They'll be either 15 or $12 at Big Dub.
What the hell?
Spinners.
Oh
Spinners. Yay! I'll be buying 2 of every one of them, please.
What?
And then these are the only 2 set images that came out, but they're pretty cool sets. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
This bike over here reminds me of Shredder's bike from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's probably where they got the idea from.
I really
What
want
the
a number of these new sets. Some of the molds in them are amazing. That helmet. I mean, it's just a visor. It's not a full helmet like the new Iron Man mask molds are. But even just as a visor, that's amazing. Yeah,
it's freaking cool. It's a cool set. I believe this one will be what? How much is it in USD? $29.99. So it'd be $45 here. Not bad, but. And then this one is really cool. This is a really cool set. How much is this in USD? Wow. Okay, so this is going to be a $60 set. That's pretty decent. It's got the other Mask Bailey over here, the purple one. It's not very good quality, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of people on Instagram who already have all these figs. No idea how, but they've already got them. And
get them from the factory.
Yeah,
they come down through these prints. It's been known for quite a while now that any figure with fairly complex printing, whether it be like front of the feet or on the arms and whatnot, those prints are done in the Chinese factory and some in the Mexican factory.
Okay.
And that seems to be where these sources are coming from. I've seen quite a number of South American and American Instagram pages and whatnot posting these pictures, and obviously quite a lot from China as well.
Well, there's a friend of mine on Instagram who he sent me a photo of this huge batch of figures he got from this wave come in, and he had what he said was he sells them to people on Instagram who want them. I think he's like 16 or 17, so he's around my age, and he's selling them to people on Instagram, and he's actually already made enough money to buy this entire wave already with what he sold the figures for.
Jeez.
Just craziness. I wish I could get in on that, but I don't live in America. So, what I like about this, so it's got red katanas. That's cool. Red katanas for the first time ever. That's cool.
They look like non-production parts. They don't look right.
Oh, no, they don't. They don't look right in this picture. I wonder, is there any other images, or is the best one?
I think it's just those at the moment.
Yeah, it's just them. And I think that's it. But there's also Nexonites, which came out as well.
Have you seen one of the new parts from the Nexonites sets? It's like an inversion of a 4x4 curved plate, round plate. If you can imagine what a 4x4 plate with a 3x3 quarter circle chunked out of it would look like.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
I think it's in that set. On the side there.
Some of these are already out in the US.
Yeah,
that one there. That there. Oh, okay. Look at that. There.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Look at that. But we still don't have the damn piece to fit into that. We've still got the munted 3x3 curved plate. We don't have one that is an actual curve. It's just this weird, like, nubbin corner thing.
Yeah, okay.
If we had that and this new piece, that would be brilliant.
Yes. Oh, that's a good part. Damn.
And those little, like, wings.
They produce so many new parts now. Every year there's new parts galore. It's crazy. What about the bigger sets? I've seen a review of this already. Jeng's already done a review of this.
Can't be much new on that. But look at the chest with the different coloured Nexagon. That'll help with some mocks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Damn. It's a cool set. That is a cool set. Damn, okay. I'm assuming that's a bike comes out the side of it.
Probably.
Oh, that reminds me of one of the Chima sets where it turned into a bike from a plane.
It comes with 2 main characters, so I'm guessing they'll need 2 vehicles, so you're probably right in that being a
bike, yeah.
Bike.
But someone was saying, we were talking a few weeks ago about the figures that go up from the Fun in the Park set to the camper van this year, whatever it is, next year, whatever it is. And there's Robin, who was only a kid with the small legs this year.
Oh, that's him. Oh, okay.
All of a sudden he's got big legs. What the hell?
That's cool.
He grew up in a freaking year. It's like, I saw, it was like a meme saying, man, Lego figures grow up fast.
That's really cool.
You got Jestro in a good guy version. That's cool.
Oh, I'm definitely getting that set. How sick does that look? And all of the chain.
That is a badass set. See, I have two Scopio XV1s, so I have one set that I use for parts, and I've got a bunch of these grey chains. But that's got a lot of them. That'll have around the same as the Scopio had.
Cherie, look at all of those parts you can use for Gark.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. I do not need to be encouraged to make more Gark so badly.
I'm wanting to know what kind of pop-out features this is, because it's got a bunch of Technic in there, and there's obviously a thing with wheels. I want to know.
See how you can see just between there's like an orange Technic beam on the side and the orange 2x2 round brick. trans orange. In between there, there's like a diagonal grey Technic beam. I bet these things on the side.
I see it.
Do you think it launches a vehicle from inside of it? Because it looks
I
like
think
there's
so.
a vehicle in there.
Because there's axles at the top and everything, so it looks
But
like
on the side, there's one of the like shooter things, flick shooter, spring shooter, whatever you call them. I bet these little panels on the side in dark blue pop outward as well. That'd be the feature, probably by pulling back on the orange beam.
That is a cool set. I think that was all. I'll go back to Brickset's homepage and see if they've got anything else down the side. What else we got? Oh, there's something you'd be interested in. Bailey, do you have that?
I've got 3 or 4 of those vehicles, but I don't have that set. I'm always late on Katawiki. It's just too hard.
Oh, this is a bidding site, is it?
Yep.
Oh, okay, right.
Because I'm bidding against all of the people that I end up finding, you know, posts of the stuff that I bid on their pages afterwards. I'm always just too late.
Katawiki. 8 Lego plastic cars from the 1960s. Damn. What a classic. Is there anything else more? Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, My Lego World. Oh, I've seen a picture of that at Big W. That thing. Oh, this is just 2018 stuff. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's all the new. I'm sure by Friday we'll have more official images. So
yeah, I think that's the news for this week, Adam.
Yep, I think ABC's ready to go to sleep there.
No. Joe just posted a photo of like an action shot of minifigs, and I got distracted for a second. Sorry.
So let's wind that up. Don't forget Friday. ABC's. Yeah, I'm not using ABC because it's easy to say.
But that doesn't tell people where my channel is, Mum.
Aussie Brick Chicks stream. Go over there and subscribe. I actually forgot to say that at the beginning. Don't forget, rate, comment, and subscribe here. Like it, thumbs up it. The more likes, the more views we get. The more people will get to find out all the cool Lego news. Don't forget to comment down below if you pick up on a news article you want to see on the Lego Community News segment. Make sure you post it in the comments below. I always check the comments daily, so if you have anything coming up you know of I haven't picked up, put it down below and I'll research into it and we'll talk about an up and coming episode of the show. I would like to say thank you to RRB and Bailey for coming along, and as well ABC for helping. Nice to see you, Bailey. Haven't seen you in a while online.
Yes, it's been a bit
busy.
Yeah.
So don't forget to go to Aussie Brick Chicks channel on Friday and check out the live stream there. Yep. Thank you for everyone coming.
10 p.m. Brisbane time.
Yeah. Or 11 p.m. New South Wales and that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Gets a bit confused. And the same next Wednesday I'll be back on 8 p.m. Queensland time, 9 p.m. New South Wales or Victorian time here in Australia. Well, thank you for everyone coming along. See you next week. I won't be on the stream on Friday because I'm off up the coast during markets. Until next Wednesday, keep on building, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Yeah.